Now turn up.
All right, what up is Marcus with Dynasty Football Dads. It has been some time. We are actually going to be doing a fantasy football video. Oh, man. I've been sick for the last now almost 2 weeks. I still feel like I'm not 100%. I'm still coughing feels like my lungs out at times and stuff. So if I do take a little tiny break, you'll see me probably have my little cough attack and stuff. But we're going to be doing some waiver wire pickups. Hopefully I'll feel better here in the next couple days. But it has been a slow grind, and I don't feel nearly as bad as I did last week, but this week is I'm still in the struggle bus. So, we have quarterbacks. Trey Lance, we saw how fantasy football relevant he could be in just a short half. And so Trey Lance is my number one quarterback pickup. This is over Sam Darnold, over Taylor Heineke. There's a cough. Trey Lance is my number one pickup. We're talking about Jalen Hurts, who's a top 5 fantasy quarterback at this point. Kyla Murray, which is like the number one fantasy quarterback at this point. When you talk about a guy who can completely run and put a ton of yards on his legs and then can throw, we are not talking about how great are you for football. How great are you for fantasy football? And Trey Lance is my number one pickup. I had to drop him just with roster construction in the league, and I'm actually going to be trying to pick him back up because I knew that I picked him up as like this late flyer. I think he's going to be a really good fantasy quarterback. Trey Lance, number one. Number two, I am going to go with Sam Darnold over Taylor Heineke because I think Sam Darnold is an actually okay quarterback. Sam Darnold, we look at these 1 yard rushing touchdowns. I don't see them potentially being able to stop doing these type of things. I mean, the offense is actually a good offense, and they look like a good team. Taylor Heineke, he would be the third quarterback on the list of kind of deeper waiver wire pickups, and just because he's had a really good couple of weeks. But I think that Taylor Heineke would be my third of these choices. It's pretty easy in this choice. For running backs, we're going to start in Chicago. We know Montgomery's out for probably about a month, maybe a little bit longer. So Damien Williams is the number one pickup. And for fab budgets, it's like, what are you willing to spend? At this point, probably willing to spend 40 to 50% of what you need to acquire Damien Williams. And that might not get it done because there might be some other needy teams that do 70, 80%. But I wouldn't do that much. I mean, the Bears offense still very questionable. And I think Damien Williams will be okay. I think he'll be okay. You have Khalil Herbert, which is a super deep add just because Damien Williams is still banged up. So if he doesn't play, Khalil Herbert might be a name to know and somebody to just put on your roster. If he doesn't play that much, then you can drop him. But I think he's a worthwhile, like, hey, if Damien Williams comes out and they see, oh no, he's not looking super healthy, maybe Khalil Herbert's actually the pickup there. So kind of a little sneaky ad. And then Brandon Bolden for New England, strictly of the James White injury he's out for the entire year. Brandon Bolden looks like they're going to be that positional player. So especially in PPR, you're looking at a deep ad, but that's what you have to get at this point. And then Samaje Perine, Joe Mixon, injured again. You can tell just based off of even like my breathing, it's hard to like even talk at a fast pace when you're recovering. Jeez, it's like I'm like out of breath just talking. But Samaje Perine, we know that Joe Mixon got a low ankle sprain or a low grade ankle sprain, so he's probably out for a week, maybe a couple weeks. We've seen this with Joe Mixon before, and then all of a sudden he's gone for the rest of the year. So I would definitely put Samaje Perine as my number 2 of the waiver wire. Damien Williams, Samaje Perine, Brandon Bolden, and then kind of that deep flyer in Khalil Herbert. Wide receivers, Emmanuel Sanders is still the number one pickup ad, whatever you want to call him. He's the wide receiver 2 in Buffalo. Still has, again, another game where he has solid targets. When you have 5-6 targets and you're getting 5-6 catches for 70, 80 yards and maybe a touchdown here and there, it's like that's a really good wide receiver at the NFL level. He's just performing. And then Cadarius Tony is somebody that I would definitely add if you are a team that's already winning and you might need a little bit deeper contributor, maybe a contributor in a couple of weeks. It just showed that he actually performed. He was out there and he looked had some dynamic abilities to him. A kind of a Rondell Moore-esque. Remember, Rondell Moore blew up and all of a sudden he's kind of been calmed down back to earth. But that Cadarius Tony could be kind of that boomer bust type of player if you really need it. And then AJ Green, I can't believe I'm saying this. AJ Green, I've lost back-to-back weeks in a league or two because of Peyton Barber and Cordell Patterson. I just wanted to kind of sidebar this and how frustrating that can be for fantasy. I mean, we are in leagues sometimes where those guys aren't drafted in the 20, they're drafted in 25 rounds. And Peyton Barber and Cordell Patterson not single-handedly beat me, but like when I have Peyton Barber outscoring Jonathan Taylor, it just hurts. It hurts. And then the next week, it's like, oh, I have Jonathan Taylor and Antonio Gibson, and oh, they have Cordell Patterson. And Cordell Patterson's outscoring both of them. It's like, oh, fantasy football. I love it, but man, it can be so frustrating. And of course, I lost that matchup because Cordell Patterson destroyed me. And fantasy football. All right, anyway, AJ Green. I can't believe I'm saying this, but he seems like he's targeted a decent amount, kind of like Emmanuel Sanders. And he's been getting 5-6 catches in that Arizona offense. I'll take that. That's a high chance for touchdown in that kind of offense, too, with those type of targets. And another couple of kind of deep boomer bust guys, Van Jefferson, Deshaun Jackson. Those, again, are guys that if you have in the back of your pocket of like, I'm down by 25, and I know that I have maybe 2 players, or I have a player, or maybe I have a player, like a Rams player, and then I have maybe a kicker or something like that. I need 25 points. I don't care if I get 0 or I get 25 plus is what I need. Then Deshaun Jackson, Van Jefferson, those 2 are your types of players that you need to start looking at as like your basically lottery tickets. Like boom, they can explode and really help kind of shift some of these games into your favor. And if they don't do anything, then you lose by like 30, 40, and it doesn't matter. Or 20, it doesn't matter. Tight ends, Max Williams, Dan Arnold. Max Williams, again, a part of that Arizona offense that just keeps throwing. And then Dan Arnold traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be using that tight end dump off a lot. So, Dan Arnold it is. All right? All right. I'm gonna try to post a video or two coming up here. Hopefully tomorrow, maybe the next day as well. Hopefully I'm feeling good enough as it is. I'm like already sweating just talking for 8 minutes, which is kind of sad. But that's where I'm at right now. Just trying to heal up, just trying to stay healthy, take all my supplements I possibly can, and hopefully recover, be close to normal. Hopefully in like a weekish here. It's already been almost 2 weeks. So thank you all for watching. And thank you all for the wishes. I'll see you guys soon. All right. Peace out. Bye. Now turn